is Tuesday, October 29th, 2024. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Crawley. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. As a reminder, this is a public meeting and is being recorded. For those of you who are calling in, please ensure that your line is muted. We appreciate you. All right. First, is there approval of the minutes for the October 17th, 2024 briefing session, the October 15th and October 22nd, 2024 general sessions?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
The minutes have been approved.
All right. Comment, please, Court.
Resolution 82924, resolution authorizing the execution of the pre-award conditions and acceptance of the FY 2024 Burn State Crisis Intervention Program Subgrant Award and granting authority to the county administrator to sign all acceptance documents and waivers related to the grant program in the amount of $199,940.19.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kimberly Canada, Director of Finance for the Common Pleas Court. And with me in the gallery is Judge Cheryl Munson, Shannon Bradshaw, the RISE Coordinator, and Marquita Clay, TIES Coordinator. This resolution accepts the Burns State Crisis Intervention Program Award from the Ohio Office of Criminal Justice Services. The funding award will be utilized by the Franklin County Common Pleas Court General Division's TIES Drug Court and RISE Mental Health Court. The funding will assist with increasing the number of assessments for program entry, the number of participant graduates, and aid in the decrease of participant rearrest. The program period is from February 1st, 2024 to February 28th, 2026. Pending any questions, we request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval.
Wait, do we have a speaker slip?
Oh, sorry.
Yes, Mr. President, we do have a speaker slip submitted for this resolution. At this time, I'd like to call up DJ Burns to the podium.
That fast.
Mr. Burns, you will have 3 minutes to speak, and I'll let you know when 1 minute remains. You may begin whenever you're ready.
Thank you all. My name is DJ Burns. I run the Rooster. I just want to come in today, get some FaceTime with my beautiful commissioners. I'm disappointed O'Grady couldn't come here. But this resolution, they're calling it the best resolution in history on Twitter. I'm not sure I'd go that far, but it's pretty good, you know? And I think we could do a lot more of this kind of stuff. Commissioner Crowley, this part really doesn't apply to you. You're one of the good ones. I've heard nothing but good things about you. I hope you continue to sit in that chair for the rest of your career. But your other two colleagues, you know, I would wonder what we could do more legislation like this, Mr. Boyce, or Commissioner Boyce, if you and Commissioner O'Grady weren't meddling in our political affairs in the city. I've been told there's a civil war coming between the county Democrats and the city Democrats. Now, you know, technically, I'm supposed to be objective, but I'm on the side of the city Democrats with this one. And I've just been hearing bad things about you guys. You're meddling. You're trying to conspire with our beautiful city attorney, Zach Klein, in the mayor's race against mayor suburbs of all people. So I just want to let you guys know that I'm putting you guys on notice because you guys got a pretty good scheme going up here. You know, it says you can't be antagonistic, you can't defame, da-da-da-da-da. But it's a pretty good scheme that you guys have got going on. I didn't want to get you at mile 229 or your flower shop or whatever. But I'm just looking into you guys. I mean, Mr. Boyce, you've got a bank. I can just smell the corruption on that.
Sir, you need to stay on topic with
Yeah,
the
the
agenda
topic
item.
is- the topic is.
The item on the agenda is
It's all
the
pertains.
program. Well, so far, only the beginning, so please keep on task.
Well, I would say if we were doing less of the corruption, less of the political meddling, right? Less of this like greased wheel that you guys
There's
have
1
here at
minute
9
remaining.
a.m., we'd be able to do more like the good stuff for Franklin County. Because I've been looking into you guys. You guys are basically, this doesn't apply to Commissioner Crowley, obviously. Commissioner Boyce, and definitely O'Grady, we got some Republicans on this forum. We have some Republicans in this very room, in very powerful positions. I'll just let you know I got my eye on you, and you can go up to the State House and ask exactly what that means. Thank you all for your time. Commissioner Crowley, thank you for your service.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
If there are no additional comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 82924.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution 829-24 has been adopted.
Thank you. Engineer.
Resolution 830-24, second report of the Franklin County Engineer establishing sums of compensation for a portion of the owners of property abutting Briggs Road, Township Road number 1754, and Josephine Avenue, Township Road number 1752, Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $600.
Good morning, Commissioners. Brad Foster, Franklin County Engineer. In the gallery, I got Matt Rafis with me, along with Fritz Crozer, that will be presenting on a future resolution. Commissioners, our first resolution seeks compensation for two property owners abutting the Briggs Road at Josephine Avenue Safe Routes to School Improvement Project. We have negotiated with the property owners, and compensation is based on fair market value. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 830-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution 830-24 has been adopted. Resolution 831-24, the ninth report of the Franklin County Engineer establishing sums of compensation for a portion of the owners of property abutting the Renner Road, County Road number 27, from Alton and Darby Creek Road, County Road number 272, to Spindler Road, County Road number 153, Improvement Project, Norwich Township, Franklin County, Ohio, approving and authorizing a contract of sale and purchase for parcel 20 WD, finding parcel 19E, not needed for public use after the conclusion of the project, authorizing the transfer of parcel 19E and approving and accepting a temporary easement over parcel 19E in the amount of $50,000.
Commissioners, this resolution seeks compensation for one property owner abutting the Renner Road at Alton Darby Creek to Spindler Road Improvement Project. We negotiated with the property owners, and compensation is based upon fair market value along with parcel 19E. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 831-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution 831-24 has been adopted. Resolution 832-24, resolution authorizing the Franklin County Engineer to enter into agreements with farmers to leave corn stalks in the ground as snow fence barriers in the amount of $20,000.
Commissioners, our final resolution authorizes the Franklin County Engineer Corn Stalks for Snow Fence Program. This will be the 25th year that we propose to utilize this program. With this program, the Franklin County Engineers partners with local farmers to minimize snow drifting along county roadways by utilizing corn stalks as natural snow fence. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 832-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution 832-24 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Recorder.
Resolution 833-24, resolution authorizing the set-aside for the Recorder's Technology Fund for calendar year 2025.
Good morning, Commissioners. We are requesting that beginning January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, an amount equal to $4 of the base fees collected for the filing or recording of a document be set aside for the Recorder's Technology Fund. This amount represents a renewal of the same fee that was allocated for 2024. The 2025 estimated revenues for all of our fees are $8.4 million. Thankfully, half of those fees, $4.2 million, are allocated to the Low Income Housing Trust Fund, and an estimated $526,000 of these fees go to the Recorder's Technology Fund. These fees estimate a representation of more than 132,000 documents we anticipate to be recorded. The use of this fee allocation will allow for us to fund our technology needs, the upgrades and replacement of technology as a supplement to general fund allocations for the county microfilm board, as a supplement to general fund allocations for personnel, and any additional funding not allocated as an expenditure will be reserved for future technological needs. A budget breakdown is attached to the proposal as Exhibit A. Therefore, we request that you approve and enact this proposal for the renewal of the $4 fee allocation for 2025.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 833-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution 833-24 has been adopted.
Thank you. Animal control.
Resolution number 834-24, resolution authorizing a contract with Veterinary Emergency Group LLC for emergency and after-hour animal medical care in the amount of $75,000.
Hello, and good morning, Commissioners and County
Morning.
Administration. I'm Dwayne Young, Assistant Director of Operations at Animal Care Control. I'm here today to request your approval for a resolution authorizing contract with Veterinary Emergency Group, otherwise known and referred to as VEG, for emergency and after-hours medical care. Currently, operations have been paying a daily base salary for our contracted medical veterinary services, in addition to an hourly rate if a doctor is called in to respond, as well as a base pay for employed registered veterinary technicians and the likely overtime for that employee if they're called in to respond. Moving to this contract with VEG, Animal Control will only be paying for services on an as-needed basis when emergency after-hour services are rendered versus a daily base salary. VEG will be performing the minimum amount of diagnostic evaluation and stabilizing care until such time the animal can be transferred to the Franklin County Dog Shelter. Please note this contract will satisfy the recommendation of the Wisconsin-Madison study. Pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval for this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 834-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution 834-24 has been adopted.
Thank you. Economic Development Planning.
A review by the Board of Commissioners serving as the Community Development Advisory Board for each proposed project by the Franklin County Engineers Office, considered for the Community Development Block Grant funding and the 2023 Action Plan pursuant to Resolution Number 45824.
Good morning, Commissioners. Rochelle Pride, Interim Director with Franklin County Economic Development and Planning. The purpose of this review is to meet the requirements of the County Citizen Participation Plan. Be advised that no action is required of the Board of Commissioners at this time. We are only presenting the proposed engineer projects today to remedy and shore up the obligations within the 2023 Action Plan for the Community Development Advisory Board to have the opportunity to comment. The County Citizen Participation Plan states that the Community Development Advisory Board shall be given the opportunity to comment and review proposed activities and amounts allocated to proposed activities. Resolution number 0458-24 states that the Board of Commissioners shall serve as the Community Development Advisory Board when the board is unable to meet to comment on proposed projects and activities and amounts allocated to the proposed projects. Currently, the Community Development Advisory Board is unable to meet to comment on these items to be presented, and this is why the BOC will be acting in this role. It should be noted that these presentations are in addition to public hearings held by the Franklin County Engineers Office in the prospective townships in which each of the projects are located. The first project presentation will be for Genesee Avenue Drainage Improvement Projects in the amount of $254,585. And at this time, I will turn it over to our Franklin County Engineers Office to continue explanation of these projects.
I just want to, is that amount correct for the first project?
Yes.
Okay.
Good morning, Commissioners, County Administration, Fritz Crozier, Chief Deputy of Engineering for the Franklin County Engineers Office. On July 16th, 2024, the Franklin County Engineers Office held a public meeting at the Mifflin Township Board of Trustees regular business meeting for the Genesee Avenue Drainage Improvement Project. This project includes the installation of approximately 620 feet of storm sewer, demolition of existing storm sewer structures within Genesee Avenue and within the right-of-way of an alley, to connect the existing Earl Avenue storm sewer system. The project will provide long-term permanent impact in the area by addressing public and private property drainage concerns in the area. As mentioned, the funding requested for this project is $254,585. At this time, I would offer the Community Development Advisory Board the opportunity to comment or ask questions related to the Genesee Avenue Drainage Improvements Project.
Thank you, Mr. Crozier. My first question is, so what township is this in?
This is in Mifflin Township.
Mifflin Township. Genesee Avenues, and there's a part of Genesee that goes into Mifflin Township?
Yes.
Huh.
So there's a far east part over in the Leonard Park area.
Uh-huh.
This is on the far west side.
That's interesting. Okay. All right. Commissioner Crowley, any questions?
I have no questions.
Okay. All right. Well, I was supposed to say, acting in the role of Community Development Advisory Board, if commissioners have any questions and answers, I asked that she does no, so keep going. All right. The next presentation.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. The next presentation is the Westbrook Subdivision Sidewalk Improvements Projects. In
Hey,
the
do me a
amount-
favor too, when you guys do these, and if you don't know Commissioner Pride,
Keep doing that.
Director Pride, if you don't know, Mr. Crozier, if you would state the township, I'm just curious, because none of these there's no obvious township for these, so I'm just curious as you go. Please, thank you.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. So the Westbrook Subdivision Sidewalk Improvement Project is the next presentation in the amount of $700,841.21. And I will turn it over to the engineer's office to report on this presentation.
That amount's different. Am I reading it wrong?
Yes, so
Okay,
he's going to speak to that.
Okay,
That
all right,
include- yes,
all right.
sorry.
Commissioners, on June 27, 2024, the Franklin County Engineers Office held a public meeting at the Franklin Township Board of Trustees' regular business meeting for the Westbrook Subdivision Sidewalk Improvement Project. The Westbrook Subdivision Sidewalk Improvement Project constructs nearly 6,500 feet of concrete sidewalk in the Westbrook subdivision. The project will provide long-term permanent impact in the community by accommodating pedestrian mobility within the subdivision. As mentioned, the funding requested for this project is $700,841.21. After a review of our initial application by Economic Development's consultants, it was determined that we needed to revise the scope of our project, which reflects the reduced amount of $700,841.21. At this time, I would offer the Community Development Advisory Board the opportunity to comment or ask questions related to the Westbrook Subdivision Sidewalk Improvements Project in Franklin Township.
All right, so I'm not, it says each time on these presentations for me to ask, to say the same thing. Madam Prosecutor, do I have to do that? Can I just kind of blankly, you guys know, we might have questions after each presentation, all right? A deal?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
do that.
All right, thanks.
But you do have to formally do amendment to correct the agenda.
Okay,
After we get
so,
through all
yep,
of them. Yeah,
yep.
okay.
No,
No, when we do the presentation, so we do it now on this.
you can do it right
'cause,
now
yeah.
for the one that is wrong.
Okay. Motion to amend the proposed Westbrook subdivision sidewalk improvement project in the amount of $700,841.21.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
This has been amended.
Thank you. The next presentation will be for
Hey,
chamber.
my one question
Yes,
was,
sir.
so is that new sidewalk?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
The next presentation will be for Chambers Road Sidewalk Improvement Project in the amount of $403,002.10.
And did you say what township that was in before?
The prior one or
Yeah,
this? one?
Westbrook.
That's in Franklin Township.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, all right.
Commissioners, on June 11th, 2024, the Franklin County Engineers Office held a public meeting at the Clinton Township Board of Trustees' regular business meeting for the Chambers Road Sidewalk Improvement Project. The Chambers Road Sidewalk Improvement Project will construct nearly 900 feet of 6-foot sidewalk, along with 1,090 feet of combination curb and gutter, drainage, and associated work. The project will provide long-term permanent impact in the community by accommodating pedestrian mobility along the Chambers Road corridor. Funding requested for this project is $403,002.10. At this time, I would offer the Community Development Advisory Board the opportunity to comment or ask questions related to the Chambers Road Sidewalk Improvement Project in Clinton Township.
No questions?
Thank you. So the next part of the agenda that we want to speak to today and present on is in relation to the background information for review of the 2023 action plan. I wanted to provide some background on how we arrived here today. However, there again is no record of this process occurring for these three projects prior to the review. And so we wanted to make sure that we shared out of that obligation to shore up and correct those projects, that those 2023 action plan items were in the amount of $2,014,978 from the Community Development Block Grant allocated for infrastructure, home repairs, public services, and initiatives to further fair housing. From the home program, it was $968,689 for affordable housing development, down payment assistance, and support for community housing development organizations. And lastly, $180,974 from the Emergency Solutions Grant to fund emergency shelter operations for our homeless population. Moving forward, Economic Development and Planning is committed to a new standard of transparency and community engagement. We recognize the need for improvement, and we are embracing the responsibility to enhance these processes to better serve every resident every day. Alongside the new Citizens Participation Plan, EDP will prioritize engaging the community to gather meaningful feedback on proposed projects. To that end, we are organizing community meetings to share information on EDP's initiative and explore ways to serve our communities more effectively. At this time, I would like to also present to you and to the clerk an Exhibit 1 that provides details of this presentation, and I ask that it be made part of the record for the purposes of that transparency.
I need to make a motion to have that exhibit. Yeah, that's what I thought. Move to make Exhibit 1 part of the record.
Yes.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
The exhibit has been accepted.
Okay, thank you. At this time, I believe if I may, Janine, our council, there are the public hearings that have to be opened for each one of these projects.
I think the clerk is to open a public hearing.
Yes.
The commissioner begins with opening the public hearing.
Okay. I'm confused.
Right here.
Right, I know, no. I'm saying I'm confused with, we're opening a public hearing now on this past, on all that's been presented. I just want to be clear of that. Okay.
Commissioner, the beginning was the Board of Commissioners acting in the role of the Community Advisory Board.
No.
That has now concluded. Now you are sitting as the Board of Commissioners holding the hearings on the same projects, which is a requirement.
Right, I got it. I just, what I was confused was the asterisk after the last one. I was presuming that, that meant separation to the next one, but I get it now. I see it. I was just confused by the way this is laid out. All right, we have a public hearing for the Genesee Avenue Drainage Improvement Project. Can the clerk please read the public hearing?
Public hearing, Board of Commissioners, hearing and 30-day public comment period for proposed Genesee Avenue Drainage Improvements Project hearing considered for the Community Development Block Grant funding as required by the county's Citizen Participation Plan and pursuant to 24 CFR 91.105.
And so we're still going here with this one. I'd like to open up the public hearing for the Genesee Avenue Drainage Improvements Project. We have already heard from the engineer's office regarding the project. Is there anyone here in the audience or online who'd like to speak on this public hearing? All right, seeing that there are none, I'd like to close the public hearing and have the clerk read the closure of the hearing into the record.
The public hearing for the Genesee Avenue Drainage Improvements Project hearing is hereby closed.
All right. Now, okay. We have a public hearing on the, I get it now, I see what's happening, all right. We have a public hearing on the Westbrook Subdivision Sidewalk Improvements Project. Can the clerk please read the public hearing?
Public hearing, Board of Commissioners, hearing and 30-day public comment period for proposed Westbrook Subdivision Sidewalk Improvements Project hearing considered for the Community Development Block Grant funding as required by the county's Citizens Participation Plan and pursuant to 24 CFR 91.105.
Okay, I'd like to open up the public hearing for the Westbrook Subdivision Sidewalks Improvement Project. We've already heard from the engineer's office regarding this project. Is there anyone in the audience or online who'd like to speak on this public hearing? Seeing that there are none, I'd like to close the public hearing and have the clerk read the closure of the hearing into the record.
The public hearing for the Westbrook Subdivision Sidewalk Improvements Project hearing is hereby closed.
All right, we have a public hearing for the Chambers Road Sidewalk Improvement Project. Can the clerk please read the public hearing?
Public hearing, Board of Commissioners, hearing and 30-day public comment period for proposed Chambers Road Sidewalk Improvement Project hearing considered for the Community Development Block Grant funding as required by the County Citizen Participation Plan and pursuant to 24 CFR 91.105.
I'd like to open up the public hearing for this, for the Chambers Road Sidewalk Improvement Project. We've already heard from the engineer's office regarding this project. Is there anyone here in the audience or online who'd like to speak on this public hearing? Seeing that there are none, I'd like to close the public hearing and have the clerk read the closure of the hearing into the record.
The public hearing for the Chambers Road Sidewalk Improvement Project is hereby closed.
We have a public hearing on the supplemental general hearing of the 2023 action plan. Can the clerk please read the public hearing?
Public hearing, Board of Commissioners, supplemental general hearing supplemental general hearing for 2023 action plan as required by the county citizen participation plan and pursuant to 24 CFR 91.105.
I would like to open up the public hearing for the supplemental general hearing for the 2023 action plan. Is there anyone in the audience or online who'd like to speak on this public hearing?
Commissioner, I would just like to ask that, for the purpose of the record, that same Exhibit 1 be added into the record for this portion of the public hearing as well.
Stanley, do we need to take any action on that?
You do.
Okay.
Move to make Exhibit 1 part of the record.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
The exhibit has been accepted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
All right, at this time, I'd like to open up the public hearing for the supplemental general, Ram? Yeah. I'd like to open up the public hearing for the supplemental general hearing of 2023. Is there anyone here in the audience or online who'd like to speak to this public hearing? All right, seeing that there are none, I'd like to close the public hearing and have the clerk read the closure of the hearing into the record.
The public hearing for the 2023 action plan is hereby closed.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that was new. Purchasing.
Resolution number 83624, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $2,241,495.14.
Good morning, Commissioners. Megan Perry Balanier, Director of Purchasing, and joining me is Andrina Austin, Economic Equity Administrator for the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. This resolution requests your approval of 100 purchase orders for which the county auditor has pre-certified available funding, and Andrina has the SCBE data for you today.
Thank you, Megan. Good morning, County Administration
morning.
and Commissioners. 10 of the purchase orders being presented are being awarded to small and emerging businesses totaling $256,583.77. These awards are distributed as follows: 8% to women-owned businesses, 2% to minority-owned businesses. Once approved, 5 agencies will provide equitable and inclusive opportunities to small businesses this week. And these agencies are the Data Center, Domestic Relations and Juvenile Court, Prosecuting Attorney's Office, Public Facilities Management, and the Sheriff's Department. Year-to-date, Franklin County Board of Commissioner agencies have awarded 485 purchase orders totaling $21,077,874.35. And pending any of your concerns, we respectfully request your approvals.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 83624.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution 83624 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any journalizations?
We have none.
Okay, all right. Well, are there any questions from any members of the media? All right, seeing that there are none, that concludes our meeting. Have a great day. Have a great week.
Happy Tuesday. Okay. I know.